I am Jennifer Eileen, and I am so delighted to welcome you to my cafe, my Pet Info Cafe. Pour yourself a warm cup of your favorite, and let's chat about our love of animals. I would love you to meet the volunteer team who are dedicated to helping homeless pets find their way to loving homes through rescue and adoption. This episode of Pet Info Cafe is supported by Lost Dog Cafe, a Northern Virginia destination known for its food and beer selection with 5 locations in the DC metro. All Lost Dog Cafe locations are owned and operated by former employees and members of the Lost Dog Cafe family who are committed to food, beer, customer service, and a deep-rooted love for animals that embody the Lost Dog Cafe way. I would like you to meet the founder and the executive director of Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation. And first, let's look at the history. She started in a cafe in 1985. She recognized the dire need for dog and cat rescue at a time when homeless pets were being killed daily. She began rescuing dogs in 1990. Her passion for saving animals led to the incorporation and 501c3 organization of the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation in 2001. She remains involved in the rescue that has saved over 45,000 lives over 22 years. Our second guest is a retired United States Air Force colonel with over 26 years of leadership experience. Driven by her passion and love for helping both people and animals, she began volunteering in 2017 and now serves as the executive director. Please welcome the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation founder and the executive director, Pam McAuley, founder of the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue, Dawn Wallace, executive director. So nice. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. So now that we have seen the video about the history and the ranch, we'd love for you to tell us, Pam and Dawn, about your mission, how it started, how the cafe started.
The cafe started, I worked for Marriott for about 4 years when I was 16. And I realized that I just wanted to do something on my own. And it was very small. It was a hole in the wall. And through the years, we've just kept expanding and growing and growing. And, you know, it's just a lot of hard work and perseverance. The rescue started probably like in the early 90s because a friend of mine wanted to purchase a lab pup. And I said, I think we should go to the shelter and get one from the shelter. Why are you going to buy one? I think let's go to the pound. Well, we tried to go to Fairfax, and it was closed on that day. So we started calling around different shelters, and the one that was open was in Stafford County. And we rode out there, and I had a little Nissan pickup truck. We rode out there, and my friend walked in. And you could take any dog for $25. It was, you know, not a lot. And we walked in, and there were all these X's on the cards. And I went up to the woman working there, and I said, do the X's mean they're adopted? And she said, no, it means at 3 o'clock they're being euthanized. And I, you know, stammered. My friend found his puppy, but I was like, you know, I kept asking her questions like, how can this be? Needless to say, I left in my little Nissan truck. He had about 3 dogs in the front, and I sat in the back with like 4 leashes because that was all the money we had on us to take the dogs. And I just couldn't believe it, you know. It just floored me. It inspired me to take those dogs, get them to the vet, get them fixed. It was like, I couldn't just leave them. My partner at the time was like, are you crazy? Where are these dogs going to stay? I said, they have to stay with us. And the only real problem during that time was there was no social media. There was no internet. There was nothing. So the only way I could properly find homes for these dogs and talk to the people was to put an ad in the Washington Post Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which became a little bit cumbersome as I'm running my business and getting phone calls on a busy Friday night about the dog. But I would set up appointments during the week, invite people to my house, and I started adopting dogs through that. Later, I decided I wanted to join a group because there was this huge, everyone needed the help. I was just so alarmed. And I did join a couple groups, but I thought more outside of the box than they wanted to have one event, 2 hours. They were scrutinizing people like they were adopting a child versus, you know, these dogs need a home. And they would be like, we have to come, we have to do a home check. We have to check your references. And I'm like, let them adopt. So after doing that for a while, I decided I'm going to start my own, and I'm going to be a people-friendly rescue where people aren't judged when they come in. If you return a dog, we don't judge you. I wanted to be the people-friendly rescue. And shortly after that, and 2000, we bought 62 acres of land out in Summerduck,
Hmm.
and we put a kennel out there and took them from my house, and we actually had a spot for them. And it's just grown and grown and grown. And like I said, it's the same work as the
Mm-hmm.
cafe. You know, it's
Mm-hmm.
determination, perseverance, never giving up, and it has grown into what it is today. Thanks to Dawn Wallace, we are even getting bigger and bigger.
Thank you so much for that. And Dawn, tell us how you got started from the Air Force to being the executive director of a dog and cat rescue.
Yeah, thanks, Jennifer. I was getting ready to retire and make a transition, and I had throughout my years volunteered at different animal welfare organizations. So I knew that that's where my calling, my passion kind of was taking me, and I just wanted to walk dogs, wanted to walk dogs and
Yeah.
spend time with animals
Mhm.
and just, be a part of that. And I saw a post on Facebook, back to the social media thing, and I
Mhm.
was interested in what Lost Dog had to offer. And so I showed up one day and walked in. At that time, it was we called it a pop-up kennel,
Hmm.
but it's the Rescue Care Center now today. And I walked in and grabbed a leash and started walking dogs. And I did that rain, shine, hours and hours and hours. And I just, I saw something in Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation that I had not seen in other organizations. And I just knew that I wanted to be a part of that.
That's beautiful. It's so interesting to talk about the changes in how we communicate with one another. What else have you seen in how and why, and in how people volunteer and adopt?
I think adoption is the new reality. Like
Ah,
people now in this day and age, they realize that rescuing really makes a difference. And before, it was harder to adopt the dogs. Even though we did, it was just harder to get the information out to the people. We started advertising in like the Washington Post, Seven Corners event.
hmm.
We'll have dogs. It was really hard, but now with the internet, I think the internet has saved millions and millions and millions of pets.
That's wonderful. I agree. And Dawn, for you, what's next for Lost Dog and Cat Rescue?
Yeah, so
Here we go.
right. I think that the future's bright, and what we're doing for dogs and cats is it's an incredible experience that our volunteers get. We have the opportunity for volunteers to come into the care center, and in a short period of time, we do a short orientation, but they quickly get an opportunity to no kidding hands-on be part of that rescue and adoption process. And they get a chance to be part of their daily enrichment. They get a chance to walk dogs. We have a play group where they can have the dogs out in the yard and have the dogs experience that together. We have a cat room where they can come and spend time with cats and care for cats. Of course, we have the adoption events, which is a whole nother volunteer experience, handling a dog and then seeing a family come for that dog and be
Yeah.
interviewed, and that dog be able to get adopted and go away to a home is quite incredible. I think the volunteer opportunities are endless. I think one of the things that Lost Dog does a great job with is that there's something for everyone. So whether you're interested in doing something hands-on and you want to come and walk dogs, or whether you enjoy a remote type experience, we empower our volunteers. They're helping us lead. They're managing our core functions. They're doing marketing for us. They're doing fundraising. They're doing social media. And so there's something for everyone. And I think that's what's really, really unique about Lost Dog, and what makes us special. And the Rescue Care Center, it was a game changer for us. It's allowed us to say yes to situations where there are a large number of pets that need to be taken in at one time. And so, for example, we've had the 4,000 in Beagles that were here in the Northern Virginia area. We took in 64 of those Beagles. We took in almost 40 pets during the hurricane season this past season. And those are quick yeses for us because of the Rescue Care Center and because of that volunteer network that we have that's there for us to support the pets. And we also, when we say yes, we give hope to the people in the shelters who
Mhm.
are faced with those really tough decisions. And we want to take those decisions, those tough decisions away. We
Mm.
want those pets to have a pathway to us to be able to get rescued and to have an opportunity to find a home. So, we're giving hope to the shelter staff as well as we're saving lives. And I think we're going to continue to do more of that in the Rescue Care Center.
Well, that's really a win-win, and you're certainly a testimony to if you love to walk dogs, and then you can be the executive director of a foundation.
Be careful.
Be careful. But thank you so much, Pam and Dawn. It has been so inspiring to learn about your mission. And next, we are meeting a volunteer to tell us even more. Welcome, Wayne. We are looking forward to talking to you about your volunteer experiences. So hi, Wayne. I'm so happy you're here. Dawn's with us too. And what we'd like to hear about is how you got started with Lost Dog and Cat Rescue.
I was given the opportunity to have some extra time for years of service. So I wanted to start something new in my life. I've always loved animals. And with 30 days in front of me, I decided I would go work with an animal rescue. And it was just because Lost Dog was willing to take me that I ended up there. I contacted a few folks. There's a lot of great agencies, but I'm so thankful I got in the door at Lost Dog because they welcomed me. I've had a great time there. I've gotten to do everything. Just started walking dogs, but then became a greeter. And now my daughters, my wife are all onboarded volunteers. And every week we're spending time with the animals there. We've fostered, my wife and I, a dog. Our daughters have fostered 2 cats now. And we just keep going because we love being able to help this way.
That's beautiful. So you started out with just an intended limited project, and now your entire family is involved.
We all love animals, but you can't always have, like I always dreamed about having 5 dogs, but we're a 1-dog family. So I get to have my 50 dogs when I'm at Lost Dog, so to speak. And we really enjoy that. So I think that's a great thing for others to remember. If you love dogs, but you don't have room or space, this is a way to give back and care for dogs and cats when you can't do it in your own home.
That's a very good thought. Thank you for sharing that. Well, what special memories or special dogs and cats really are memorable for you in your time?
I think one that stands out was a little white dog named Archer who came off of a transport. I think it was after one of the hurricanes, had probably driven all night from down south. And he was a bit of a mess, and he comes off, and you just could tell, this has been a traumatic time. And he just kind of clings to you. He put his paws up on me. But the greatest joy was then, not too much long after that, he went to an adoption event and got adopted. Maybe it was a few months. I can't quite remember if it was weeks or months, but that was a joy. And then just this past week saw another special guy who came off a van. Somebody said, Wayne, do you want to take that one? A guy named Silas, a big kind of bruiser of a boy. And just this past week, he got adopted after a much longer period of time. But that's what I love most of all, is seeing that a dog that could have lost their life now has been found and is in a home.
Those are beautiful memories. So tell me about your family being involved.
Well, we've always loved animals. We've always had a dog as our daughters were raised. They're adults who live in the area. And one of them said, maybe I'll come and walk dogs with you. And then now when she comes, it's no longer, oh, you're Wayne's daughter. Now I'm her dad. You're her dad, right? So we've gone from that. Our other daughter got involved. She has a great love for cats. So while she walks dogs, she also helps out with the cats. And then my wife has loved all of this. And so she walks dogs, and she also kind of became our photographer. So like for that dog Archer, made sure we got photos so that we could get the information out so people could see how great these dogs are.
Well, Dawn, I'm sure you could relate to that, starting out by walking a dog and then things just go from there.
I think it's a really common thing with lost dog, and I think that it's the experience that you feel when you walk in the door. You come in and you have the intent maybe to walk a dog, and you get to know somebody else and they say, "Oh, well, I also do dog ventures." And you're like, "What are dog ventures?" And then it leads you to dog ventures. Or someone says, "Hey, we're having an intake this week." And you're like, "Intake? What's intake?" "Oh, that's when we open up the doors and all the new dogs and cats get to come in and we get to meet them and greet them and, get them settled in." And so it just, the doors just keep opening, and as much as people want to be involved, they can, and they can kind of decide, what fits for them. And I think that's a really unique part of Lost Dog, and we're a big family. So I think people get involved, and they enjoy the time that they get to spend with the animals. But then there's also this common element that everybody has with the other volunteers. And in this case, Wayne brought his family, which is great. And we have a lot of couples. We have couples that will come, husband and wife, partners that will come, people that will come and walk dogs together in the evenings. They'll go on dog ventures together. So it really does provide an opportunity for people to be involved and kind of experience that. If they can't have a dog or a cat themselves, they have an opportunity to still have that be part of their lives. Pam often says that the best part of ourselves they see, in their eyes. And I think that's so true. It helps us to be the people that we are, the best people we can be. And while we're saving their lives, they're giving right back to us, probably more than we ever know. And I think that's what you also see in the faces and the experiences when people volunteer with us.
Yeah, I'm sure. Wayne, does that resonate with you, the special effect that an animal's made on your life?
Sure. And I think as Dawn was talking, the idea of all the other volunteers, I was at the rescue center this morning, and people walking in the door, people who were there when I started in 2021. And and then there's people who it's their first time, and helping them find how to do this, taking a dog on a dog venture, and it's their first time, they need a hand. But I love that aspect of it, that there really is a team, and I guess call it an added family with all the other volunteers that are there. It's really a great organization, a great group of people.
Well, thank you for saying that. And we did talk about dog ventures in another episode. Could you just summarize for this episode about dog ventures and what you like about it?
Dog ventures are taking a dog on a field trip. Maybe you're taking them to a park, maybe to your home. It's temporary. It's not the same commitment as fostering, where they would live with you. And the great thing about it is they do show themselves in a different way than what they're at the rescue center. You get to see different behaviors. You get to show them more of the world. And that's an exciting aspect of it, to see how they kind of blossom and grow and open up.
Yeah, indeed. Well, any last thoughts or advice for someone who wants to volunteer, Wayne?
I think there's lots of great organizations. I think reach out. If you're in a different location, find something that's near you. But if you're around whatever's close, see what you can do. I just would say, if you're not sure, check it out. And I think Dawn and Pam have both said there's so many ways to volunteer, so you don't have to do always hands-on. So just find a way to help out. There's so many dogs and cats that need our help.
Thank you so much. Thanks, both of you, very much to you. And thank you to Lost Dog Cafe with 5 locations in the DC Metro. All Lost Dog Cafe locations are owned and operated by former employees and members of the Lost Dog Cafe family who are committed to food, beer, customer service, and a deep-rooted love for animals that embody the Lost Dog Cafe way. I hope you've enjoyed this very special episode about the Lost Dog and Cat Rescue Foundation. If you'd like more information on this and other episodes, you may visit petinfocafe.com.